So now, guys, we are on YouTube too. Hello, people from YouTube. My name is Gabriele, and I will guide this immersion today. Today, we are going to talk about how many lives it's a life made up of. And let me explain a little bit how TNT works. TNT is a language platform for beginners, intermediate, and advanced speakers. All immersion meetings are not regular classes, so I'm not a teacher, I'm a student too. And this is an environment to talk to a specific topic. We have some questions to guide the topic, and we have some rules to make this environment more enjoyable. The first one is to be respectful. The second one is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember that here we are in a safe place, so feel free to make mistakes. If you don't know some word in English, please tell it in Portuguese, no problem. Anyone here correct you? And the third one is to have fun. Okay, guys. As we are in 8 people here, I create one more room to make the conversations flow better. If you receive an invite to go to another room, please accept. If you know, stay in the main room. At the end of the immersion, all of you came back to the main room and we discuss more about the topic. Okay, guys? So let me create the other room for us. Okay, guys, have a good conversation. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, guys, now we are here. I will introduce myself. So, my name is Gabriele. I'm 32 years old. I live in Rio de Janeiro, but I'm from Pelotas, a city in the south of Rio Grande do Sul. This is my hometown. I'm a food engineer and I work as a science entrepreneur, so I have my own startup. And I don't have brothers, sisters, kids. I live alone. And one of my hobbies is to run, do yoga, and watching movies and series and reality shows. And to talk about music. I really love music. And I'd like to know about you, Elias. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Elias, I'm 37. I live in Teresópolis, Rio de Janeiro. I'm married. I have no kids, have no pets. I work with IT since 2008. It has almost 16 years. I usually go to the church. On the church, I play a musical instruments. What else? On my free time, I like to watch movie, series to improve my English. And I love eat. I love sushi.
Let me ask something. What kind of instruments do you play?
I can play French horn. Em português, trompa.
Wow, this is so nice. This is amazing.
I'm not very good at playing it, but I play a little.
And I know your city. I visited last year for the first time. It's a great city, Tere. And you, Bianca, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, of course. Good evening again, guys. My name is Bianca. I am 27 years old. I am living in Campinas by myself. I'm doing my PhD now. I work with research since 2016 in demography in this area. And in my free time, I like to go to the gym, to listen music, cook, watch some series, do nothing, see the pôr do sol. I forgot this. And just that.
What is your favorite food, that the type of dish that you really like to cook to yourself?
I don't know if to myself, but I really enjoy barbecue. But I don't know, maybe it's the social event that involves barbecue with caipirinha, samba, people around me having fun, laughing, and eating meat or other things. I like barbecue event.
Yeah, I really like the environment of a barbecue event. Really, really like. And how about you, Fernando? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I love caipirinha, Bianca said. Well, I am 34. I live in Brasilia. I was born and raised here. I'm very interested in art in general, especially music as well. In my free time, I like to go to the movies. I think is my favorite hobby. By the way, I watched this movie and it's amazing. Put me in the reflective mode, I guess. And in my free time, I also like to study, not for obligation, but things that I am interested in. That's it.
Are you a type of person that prefer to know something in deep or superficially?
In deep, for sure. When am interested in something, I really go deep into that.
Thank you, Fernando. So let's move to the question number 2. Let me see, Ianca, can you start?
Can I go in the second? Because I don't know if I understood the multiple
No
lives
problem.
in one life. I'm sorry.
No problem. I can read the question. No, don't worry. So what does the idea of multiple lives in one life mean to you? For me, it's like that, guys. Imagine that you have a plan A for your life. For example, in my case, some years ago, my plan A is to be a professor in a federal university. But I changed my plans and follow the plan B and plan C and do other things that not related to my plan A. This changed the course of my life. So I live other things in my life that I not planned for my plan E. It's like a unlived life, you know. And multiple lives, you can think about if you have different relationships in life. It's like it's like that one person that you have a relationship. It's like a chapter in your life, and then you broke up, and then have another relationship, and it's the beginning of a new chapter. And sometimes you can feel the sensation that you have multiple lives in one life. So it's like that. You have a lot of options in your life and you need to decide for one. So you leave the decision that you make, and the other options that you decline, it's like unlived lives. And you can think about different stages of life that you have for as like a small lives in one life, or like when you have different relationships, or when you have periods with more closest to your family or more close to your friends. It's like a specific chapter in your life. It's like that. For me, this is the idea of multiple lives, and multiple lives include the unlived lives. So, And let me see, Ianca, do you understand the question now?
Yes, yes, I wrote something here. Maybe so. Multiple lives can mean several versions of ourselves that we could have lived, but we didn't live it because we make some decisions that change the course, I think. Yeah, it was what I understood.
Yeah, I think it's one option of answer. And I'd like to know about you, Elias. What do you think about the idea of multiple lives?
Yes, I think about possibilities. What would happen with me, with my life, with my family if I did another choice? If I, for example, nowadays I'm married with a woman. If I don't broke with my ex-girlfriend and get married with her, how would it will be? How would it be my life? I think possibilities. It's like parallel life, parallel multiverse. For example, I don't agree in multiverse, okay, but this question, yeah, it's like a multiverse. Like in another place has another of me that do the right things or the wrong choices. I don't know. Another life.
Yeah. And Ianca said one thing about different versions of ourselves. And if you can imagine the years that you when you get old, you change it a lot. And you can imagine that multiple lives have different versions of you in the course of life, in your life that you make a lot of decisions, right? It's another way to look to this question and think about the answer. It's not a correct answer, but full of possibilities, all right? And
Yes,
what
yes, I agree. Cause when we like as in our childhood or a teenager, we usually live for ourselves. And when we get married, we live for our spouse. Oh,
yeah,
okay, it's not everyone, not everyone, but usually yes.
yeah.
For example, sometimes I don't I didn't see do a thing that I like to in order to do a thing that my wife wants.
I understand you, Elias. And how about you, Fernando? What do you think about the question number two?
Well, I agree that there are multiple possible answers as well to this question. And I think that you mentioned a word that fits perfectly in this situation. That is chapters. I believe that are the chapters of our lives, chapters there that we could have lived, and chapters that we lived, we have lived. For example, 10 years ago, I was a completely different person than the person that I am nowadays. So it was a chapter of my life, and now is another chapter. I think this applies when you face a big change in your life, like a relationship, or when you move to another city, uh, when you change your job or something like that. Our lives is made of chapters, little chapters.
Yeah, it's like we are books with a multiple chapters, or we are TV series with multiple seasons. It's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me see, Elias, can you read the question number three and answer, please?
Okay. How choices we made is significantly impact the number of multiple or unleveraged leaves we accumulate over times. Uh, I don't know. I think it's difficult to answer this question because a choice that I made in the past can impact my life. For example, when I was a teenager, I I thought I will be a lawyer, but I don't know why. Then some years later, even my teenager, okay, lawyer is not for me. Then I discovered IT area. Then I worked with IT almost 16 years. If I choose to be a lawyer, I don't know how will be my life now. I think I don't know. For example, we are studying English. If we choose a move abroad, maybe we can work abroad, get married with someone abroad, a very different life. But if we don't choose, we stay on our city, on both cities.
That I think we can think that if we don't choose anything and just flow the life, it's like it's the same. It's a way to choose to flow the life and not make hard decisions, right? But
Maybe because if I just follow the flow of the life, it's a kind of option.
yeah,
Okay, it's not. I don't know.
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a way to decide to flow the flow of life and don't make big decisions or strategic decisions. It's to decide for it. It continues to be a decision, right? And for me, guys, I think every choice that we make impacts our lives. We gain something, but you lose. We lose another thing. It's like you can. It's not it's like a game. You cannot win every time. If you decide for one path, you lose the other life that you could be if you have the, the different path, you know? What do you think, Fernando?
Well, this topic, that this blows my mind. I have tattoo about it, about time and choices that we make. So is it a thing that really messes with me? And I think that I agree with you. Every choice that we make uh, makes some difference in our lives. Even the choice that we don't, we are not aware that we are making, uh, might change our lives. For example, um, 15 years ago, I was a teenager and I was living um, a life in a way that I was going out every night and drinking with my friends, with my teenagers friends, party and so on. And I used to live in a kind of danger city. I was going out every day. So there was a night that I was mugged. I was with a friend of mine, and I was mugged. And the robber put the gun against the head of my friend, and told me that uh, if I moved, he would kill him. And this messed with me so much that this image kind of traumatized me, and I changed all my lifestyle. Uh, so even nowadays, when I go out, I keep cautious. paying attention, everything. But this has changed my lifestyle. And if this hadn't happened, I don't know how my life would be nowadays if I had continued in that path. So, and it was not a decision that I made that I was aware, just going out, but it was a choice. So I believe that every choice, the little ones and the biggest ones, of course, if you're gonna change the career or if you're gonna move out or anything like this, has a big impact over our lives.
Good example, Fernando. It's a good way to exemplify this question, and about that Elias said, he exemplified to perfectly the same case, but think about professional and yeah, more in professional decisions, and one fact that impacts you, and what choice that you made to change your life and change the path that your life, because this unfortunately fact. And how about you, Bianca? How do you think about the question number 3?
Yeah, I agree with you all about these things that happened in your lives and make big changes. I think that I agree in maybe move out to another city or another country. It's a big change. To me, change of schools too, because until my 13 years, I was in a public school, and then I got a scholarship in another school to the high school. So all my friends went to one school, and I was alone in another school. So I lost every my friends at that point. It was a big change to me. And to move out to Campinas too, it was another big change to me because I had to build other relationships, another life in here. So I wonder what kind of Bianca I would be if I had stayed in São Roque, for example. It was another Bianca because it's a small city, it's a countryside. There aren't a lot of opportunities in there for job, for example. In there, I was Christian too. Nowadays, I'm not. So it was a really different Bianca in that moment, I think. And about profession too, I think. I was really into to apply to be a fight fire when I was younger. And I didn't pass because I haven't the tau enough to the test. And I wonder too what kind of Bianca I would be if I was a fight fire and not a demographer. It's a big change, different, really different areas of job, I think. It's that, Gabi.
The same as me, Bianca. When I did the tests, when I'm think about the tests to apply to the university, my first options is that architecture and journalism. No, and then I became an engineer. It's totally different. And sometimes I try to think about how could my life would be if I made the different choice in my teenagers. It's like that. And if you think about our daily lives, every day we make a lot of choice. For example, we decide to go for by bus or by car. We decide what kind of food we ate. we choose to meet friends or to stay at home. Every day we make a lot of decisions, and when we make a decision, we decline the other options, and we always have this sensation. We always have the sensation of what if, and with small things or for big things like professional things, relationship things, or make, for example, before this meeting, I decided to eat yogurt. But if I decide to not eat anything, maybe now I'm stay a little bit hungry. I don't know. And it's like a decision, right? So guys, let's move on to the question number 4.
Gabi, if you
Yeah, go on.
if you allow, I want to add an extra question.
Go on.
Do you believe our life is already written? All of our actions are already predetermined? Or we have the control?
A good question.
I think this question about this subject. For
Yeah.
example, like you said about the yogurt. Do you believe that okay, somewhere some kind of force or God or I don't know, everything determines that you okay, Gabriel will eat yogurt today or that day?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't have an answer for this question because I'm a pragmatic person and I try to believe that we make the choice for our lives, and it's not a predetermined thing. But sometimes we leave some structured things that tempt you to think about that we are predetermined to it, you know? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. What do you think, guys? Help me, Anka and Fernando, about this question.
What's your opinion, Fernando?
I don't believe, but I'm not sure as well because sometimes sometimes things happen that we doubt about ourselves, about the things that we believe. But in general, I don't believe, or at least I like to think that I have control over my decisions. So yeah, I don't believe. And you, Yanka?
Yeah, I don't believe too. I believe that we have some kind of control about our choices, but there is a way to complexify more this question, because if you think about psychoanalysis, for example, the idea that you haven't control, you are controlled by your subconscious or things like that. I don't know if you are into this kind of discussion, but the idea is that we don't make some kind, or we make decisions, but aren't, não é a gente that are making this decision, but our subconscious or the inconscient. So there are ways to complexify this question, I think, not about just destiny or God, but about psychoanalysis too.
But isn't our subconscious part of us just going deeper
Oh,
and
interesting, guys.
yeah.
What do you think about it, Elias, that you make the question, and it's your answer?
This questions is I don't believe that I believe that we can do these choices. Like I agree with all of you, but this question I don't mention the before, but I have a degree in theology. Okay, I'm a theologist too. This question is a very complicated theological question, because if we believe that God is know everything, okay, God know that you which you are your good today, and he didn't not to avoid you to eat this yogurt, for example. There is I don't know the expression in English, dá pano pra manga isso. But okay, let me answer the easy question. No, I don't believe. I believe that we have the control.
It's so interesting to discuss about it because every point of view is so interesting. Every point of view is so putting you in doubt about the things that you believe. And I don't know, guys. I think we can control our decisions, but not too much. It's like that. Some things bring to your lives and you don't have control about it, and some of these things change in your lives, and when these things happen, it forces you to make other decisions, right? I don't know. It's a complex thing. So let me see the question number 4. Fernando, can you read the question?
Sure. Have you ever felt torn between different paths or opportunities, leading to a sense of having missed out on certain experiences? This is difficult. All of those are difficult. Yeah, I believe that when I face all big decisions, I feel like that. I feel torn between the decisions. And I was facing days ago, like because I was thinking about moving to a different state this year, and I kept thinking about it, and I decided to stay here for one more year. But it was not an easy decision because it's a decision that will give me the direction of the next chapter in my life. So it's very, very difficult, and I always face myself in this situation of doubts, and there isn't a right or wrong answer, just answers that will guide us to a different way. So it's so difficult.
And you, Ianca, what do you think about the question number 4?
I think that I have this kind of thought about profession, for example. What could be if I had choose another profession? If I maybe had the opportunity to be rich, because with demography, it will be very difficult. I choose this area to research, to work on, but I don't know, it was a choice, actually, and now I have to face it. But I wonder sometimes what could be if I had to choose another profession, maybe, or if I haven't to move it to Campinas, for example, because it was a huge change, I think, because from here to my mom's house in São Roque is 2 hours of distance by car. So it was a huge difference to be more present, more next to my relatives too, my mom and brothers. And well, I made this decision to move to here, but I have the sensation that I am missing their lives, the lives of my parents, for example, and missing some experience that I am not living, like birthdays, like another dates that are important, I think.
Yeah, good point, Ianca and Fernando. We bring things that make me to think more about this question, and I will comment at the final. But I'd like to know about you, Elias. What do you think about the question number 4?
I thought about it every day. I think, for example, on my college, I live in another city. What if I stay living in that city, for example? I will know uh, another people. For example, I know that in that occasion there is a girl that she fall in love with me. I'm not fall in love with her, okay? But what if he try to give a chance to her, for example? What if I uh, stay living there? Uh, what if I don't broke with my ex-girlfriend? Things like that. But about my ex-girlfriend, I broke for a very strong reason. Uh, she was very nice. She's not a good person, but I don't know. I think all of us think about this every day, in every occasion. For example, in life, when we have a problem, any kind of problem. Oh gosh, this is a problem. I don't deserve this. What if I did that in that occasion, for example? I think all of us think in this way every day.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elias. I think not every day, but almost every day, I think about
Yes.
the possibilities and paths and opportunities that I have and the others that I lost. And I have a good example about it is that when I was forcing my graduation course, I remember that we had the exchange program for to study abroad that called Ciências Sem Fronteiras, and my a lot of colleagues of mine uh, won this scholarship and go abroad and went abroad to study in different countries. And I remember that I decided to don't apply to this scholarship because I was in a relationship. It's a totally wrong thought, but in that occasion, I thought that the certain thing, the right thing to do is to stay in Brazil don't and didn't try to, to this scholarship because in I knew that if I apply it, I will won. I will won. I won. It's like that. And nowadays, when someone comment with me about, oh, I had this scholarship from Ciências Sem Fronteiras, or share with me an experience about this period, person that go to abroad to study and came back for this in that program, I always think about that. Why I didn't do this? Why I didn't apply to go abroad? This could be changed my point of view of profession and life and something like that. But I try to look to this situation with not regret. Like it's a part of me. Be a person that did this decision. It's a part that the person that I am today. And it's like that. I had a mentor, my ex supervisor always said to me, a decision that you make, you don't need to rethink about it. It's a decision, all right? So don't rethink about it. It's a decision that you make. And I think I try to put it in my life. Don't to think too much about the things that I decided in the past, because the past is the past, and the things that I decided in the past make the person that who I am today. It's like that. But of course, it's difficult don't to think about the past and the opportunities that could be.
Yes, when I heard about your history, I think sometimes it can be with me in the near future. Because, for example, I want to get a great job in an international company. I want to earn some dollars. But what if the company call me to work abroad? But I have my wife. If my wife doesn't like, I think it's for me. It can happen. Something like that. Is a. I think it's a. I know. I don't say it's sure, but I think it's a real possibility for me. It can happen in a near future.
Yeah. And what you said is related to the question number 5. We don't have a lot of time to discuss about it, but it's like that. The relationships that we have form the people that who I am and make different chapters in our lives. It's like that. We have some minutes to discuss about. I'd like to know about you, Yanka. What do you think about the question number 5? And then Fernando, that you can discuss a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with the question that there are some moments that people that are in our lives can make this kind of chapter. In my life, I can see different chapters, mostly a variety between very social life with a lot of friends, and then happen something, and I go to another chapter with Ayanka with less friends and less social events. But it's these ups and downs. I think it's very clear to me the difference between chapters. It's very clear. The only thing that is constant is my job. I think the only thing, because the other things varies a lot. I vary a lot. I vary a lot in my decisions, I think.
But Yanka, nowadays we are doing your PhD. When you do PhD and masters and graduations, it's like a long professional chapter. But at the end of it, everything changes, and we have small chapters in your life that it's amazing too. But you can see in the future the difference that it's not only in other areas of your life, but also in your professional side. All right.
Oh my God, I'm afraid of these next
Don't be
chapters in my
afraid.
life.
It's good. It's good. Don't be afraid. And what do you think about it? The question number 5, Fernando.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we are constantly changing, and the people around us, each person is a whole new world. So I think that, and we observe a lot from those people, and the more closer you are from from the person, the more you will change because of them. So I agree.
Thank you, Fernando. And Elias, do you want to add something about this question that you don't mention it before?
Yes, I agree with Fernando. Each person shape us for good or for bad. I totally agree with Fernando.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the people that pass to our lives changed a little bit the person that who we are and who we become. It's like that a little bit, but every person that pass in our lives make a difference for the good side or the bad side for us. So guys, welcome again. And I'd like to know about you, Fabiola. How was the conversation for you?
It was good, but hard questions today.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And let me ask to you, are there specific strategies that you explore new facets of your of life and potentially reduce the sense of lived lives? The question number 11.
No, doesn't have any
11.
specific strategy. I only going living based on my personal purpose and my goal, and all my decisions, all my choices are taken, I don't know, based on my goal, because I have a dream, a big dream, a purpose, and all the things that I do, all decisions that I make is based on my goal. So this is my strategy.
Good strategy.
It's a good strategy, Fabiola. And how about you, Alexandre? How was the conversation for you?
I think it was deep conversation. I'd like you to make the question a little small because I have some difficulty to interpret some question. But in general, the conversation was good for everyone, right? Thank you.
And how about you, Leandro? How was the conversation for you?
Well, for me, the conversation was so great because I really enjoyed this thing about the deep conversation, the deep things to so reflect your life. It's about philosophy, so it's interesting because I think it's really to see the people talk about it. Normally you see people talk about BBB and football. It's okay. It's actually I'm not against about this thing, but I really enjoy when I have opportunity to have a conversation about this different things that it may be so complicated to answer because you are thinking so well. I really don't know about this. So it's interesting for me. It's really I enjoy it a lot. Actually I see that when I have a conversation when you Gabriel is host, it's only about deep conversations. So only about this thing.
Not in all meetings, but in some meetings I prepare some deep topics, but other topics more, I don't know, more
Elaborated.
easy to talk, because I think it's important to our English skills to talk for different things. Like we talk so easy when we talk about the things that we really like, or hobbies, or movies, or music, or something like that. It's so easy to talk about it.
Hmm.
But when we have a deep topic, or topics that make you to think a lot, and you need the time to formulate your idea in English, I think it is so good to learn a different language. So this
Yes.
is the proposal to have a mixed
Yes, I
topic.
totally agree with you.
It-
I like this this topic. And this topic deserves a part 2 and maybe a part 3.
I will prepare in the future. Good.
I guess my brain is a little old to talk the subject. I love the Fabiola's comment, momento falar mal da família. Very good.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens. And let me see, Camila, how was the conversation for you? I'd like to know about you. Camila, can you hear me?
I think
I don't
she's
know.
It's
frozen.
frozen.
She's frozen. Yeah. So guys, I put on the chat the survey for this immersion, so you can rate this immersion from 1 to 10 and bring some comments about your opinion or about ideas for next immersions. Next week, we are going to talk about what comes in your mind when, ... It's like different things that comes in your mind with different subjects. And it could be fun to discuss about it. And Camila, are you here now?
Yes, I'm here now. Sorry.
Okay. So let me ask you, how was the conversation?
It was delightful. I love this type of conversation. It's very difficult to formulate a whole conversation, you know. It's very hard. You lost yourself in thinking and formulating. It's hard, but it's very, very great. And it was delightful and deep.
Thanks so
Yes,
much,
make
Camila.
me remember so many things.
So thank you, guys. Thank you for your time to stay with me at night, and I hope to see you next week. So have a good carnival. I don't know what about your plans, but if you have time to relax and to enjoy this period of the year, please do it. And we talk again in the next Wednesday. Okay, guys?